Okay folks, so today we're talking about solid hardwood tongue and groove flooring, and we're going to take you on a little walk and show you here at Baird Brothers the steps we go through to produce the highest quality hardwood flooring that we can manufacture. So let's take a walk and see how it's made. You know, we start with a quality inbound hardwood, rough cut hardwood flooring product. We get it in our possession, it goes through our drying facility. From our drying facility, it goes to our optimization, rip line, including the wood eye technology.
So what we're doing here is we're making a live sawn white oak flooring. So it's a real busy floor. I technically usually don't like relying on my scanner because there's so many judgment calls on what makes a good live sawn white oak floor and what doesn't. So we're hand marking it and using a crayon so the scanner can actually see the crayon mark to pick out what defects we want to pick out. You know, light stuff like the wormholes here are great. Little knots like that are good. Cracks on the end of the board we're taking out. So it's a lot of judgment calls is why we hand mark sometimes over top of using the wood eye. So right now I'm using the crayon. I've basically taught the scanner to read the crayon mark. So it shows up through its color cameras to read that crayon mark really well. And the hash mark line's where it's going to cut at. I just ignore everything but the crayon marks. I've trained it to look for a color through its color cameras. I can distinguish just that orange crayon and it shows up really nice. And then this hash mark is where the saw is actually going to cut at. So it'll cut around that defect. The small pieces that you're seeing are what we call waste. And it'll go to our grinder and get ground up into a sawdust kind of consistency. Then predominantly we burn that in our wood fire boiler for heating our buildings and for in our dry killing process. And then what we don't burn we'll sell to farmers for animal bedding. In our process of cutting up lumber, we try to use the best available technology, and like with our four-sided scanner, but then certain times it dictates that we still do it the old-fashioned way by marking lumber by hand. You just use all your tools in your toolbox to get your best results and the best product.
We followed the flooring through the rough cut optimizing rip barn line back in the back, and then onto the molder set up to produce flooring. That is the step that takes us to the molder and the setup guys and our tolerances on our flooring. You have your options there as far as a square edge floor, micro V floor, V groove, the old school V groove floors, tongue and groove, end match. They're snug, easy installation, and from the start, you're not going to have that loose, squeaky floor. We take a lot of pride in that. If you choose to jump into our pre-finish line, which we offer, you would be going into a micro V material, and I have a hickory sample here. We call it a micro V, micro bevel, and it's minimal. It's minimal, but it allows us to take it through the pre-finish process and for you to take it home, install it in your home, and you're good to go. We still have a lot of customers that prefer to order the square edge floor, which requires installation in the raw, unfinished, a sanding operation on site, and then a custom stain color to your choosing that you would do with your flooring or refinishing contractor. So you have options available to you. And once we get it manufactured, it's going to go one or two places. It's going to be delivered to your home via a Baird Brothers truck regionally, LTL freight nationally, or you always have the option of popping in here at Canfield, Ohio and picking it up for yourselves. So a lot of decisions to be made when talking about hardwood flooring. So if you have any questions, give us a call at Baird Brothers. Hey folks. Thanks for talking shop and making some sawdust with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. If you enjoyed this episode and want more DIY project ideas and insider tips and tricks for all things hardwood, give us a like and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or check out BairdBrothers.com. Until next time,